Hello everyone, I'm Debarko Bhattacharya and I'm representing the Breeches Buoy team for Call for Code 2019 IBM. So I'm presenting the solution for Breeches Buoy for disaster management in terms of water related problems like flood, tsunami or any particular disaster which is persistent to water. The screen you're seeing is the particular solution which we have built or the application. The application is nothing but a plain app for the user, which is a plain weather app which gives the suggestion. Or when the user tries to installs this app and tries to sign up, he or she has to enter the uh, location for that particular is home location for that particular app. So for example, Mumbai, or it may be some specific location like Chembur, Mumbai, or any all those locations are also available. But for this particular demonstration, I'm just presenting it for Mumbai city, and it displays around 7 days of the weather system for that particular city or that particular region. And so for tomorrow or for Wednesday and persistently for next 7 days, what will be the weather? What are the chances of rain? And those weather parameters are also displayed in details for the user to be known based on the humidity, pressure, wind speed, ozone. What is the ozone point at this particular location? Visibility. Precipitation and what are the chances of rains, what is the sunrise time, sunset time for that particular one, and also the parameter called as real feel, how it actually feels for the application. Also, it has a feature of displaying the hourly forecast for that particular region, which will give the exact details of hourly how it is going to rain or what time it will be raining or what is the level of precipitation, etc. So in terms for a common user, this is a common weather app which is available on most of the phones with a special feature called as the panic mode, which is actually used to rescue that particular user who is stuck in kind of a disaster situation. Oh, by the way, one more feature which has to be explained is searching a location. So a user is traveling from one location to another location, and he wants to check the weather of that particular city or that particular region. So they can type in and check the same details of that particular region. For example, Kolkata. So exactly the same interface as its home city. So I was mentioning about the panic situation when a user is stuck in panic. So at that time, we have provided a panic button over here, wherein by pressing which the user can select the type of disaster, and on selection of that, it loads the user with two particular features. That is, one is online maps or the offline maps based on the network availability. For example, at the situation of a disaster, the first thing which goes away is the network. Because the phone lines get jammed, or there are weak network, or there is no network because of power failures and or the towers getting preloaded. So at that particular time, what we have done is we have when the user is getting good quality of network, we are trying to go and save all those home region of the home map or the home region of that particular user in its own local storage and display it in the time of disaster, so that the user will get all the particular nearby features like the presence of hospitals, nearby places like hospitals or relief centers and others, police stations, high relief center, potential relief centers, etc. So based on this, the user, or whenever there is no network, the user can go and user can search for those locations, and user can navigate to those particular locations without any constraint. Other features of this particular application is sending help signal. So we are using Morse code in our application, and using this Morse code and the feature of flashlight of the mobile, we are trying to communicate a message in case the user is stuck at a complete darkness or stuck at a place where there is less probability of light or needs to be airlifted from any of the flood or disaster situation. Along with that, we have so this particular Morse code can be demonstrated in a mobile flashlight, and we will add a separate instance of that in the separate instance of that particular flashlight application from a mobile. Then there are features like the user can go and check out on most of the emergency contact numbers, wherein if the user finds any other help or emergency, suppose any landline, presence of any landline around or anything, so user can dial in the numbers and or get help from the mobile as well as landline. Few help tips like the natural hazards flood, wherein the user is stuck. So what are the best practices, or what are the best things the user should do or should not do, what should be avoided. So all those survival skill tips are provided in this particular interface. And also to save tips on battery, as I mentioned, there may be power failures or non-availability of power to the user, so it will give tips on savage of the battery for mobile battery. Disaster, there is a high probability of the user not getting into network or network failure. in simple terms, the user goes offline. At that particular time, all the communication system for the user, like sending an SMS or sending a WhatsApp message or any other communication system, will go down. And so our application will help the user to create a mesh network or by the usage of phone hotspot and the Wi-Fi. So what happens is the user goes and enables his own hotspot, and if there are few other users or few other mobile users who have their Wi-Fi enabled, those particular users will be able to connect with this particular user or the previous user and they can create a group and then broadcast some message about their presence in the disaster situation using this simple concept of Wi-Fi and hotspot.